We're flying over 50 or more towns that we're covering in the Algarve Unlocked series. Red are in the playlist, yellow are coming up. Now, the Algarve is beaches and resorts, but here in Vila do Bispo, the story is different. This has always been a melting pot of cultures, from Phoenicians to Romans to Moors to Suebes and Visigoths, and today, almost half the people here are international. So why is Vila do Bispo so different from the rest of the Algarve? Let's dive in. Well, now what that donkey is really trying to say is this. Alright, so this actually is the Via Algarviana, and it's the longest hiking route in the southern Algarve. There's also another hiking route that intersects here as we're arriving in Vila do Bispo, is the Rota Vicentina, and then goes north. So it's a big area for hiking. You may have seen a yellow line in my earlier map. That is the Via Algarviana, and the Rota Vicentina, or Fisherman's Trail, is shown in red as we zoom out here. Now, while we ponder the sobering thought that 44% of the population of Vila do Bispo are foreigners, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Nick Robinson, and I started Algarve Addicts as a YouTube channel in November 2020, in the middle of COVID. It's crazy. And we've grown into this company that offers help to people who are relocating based on the demands of our customers and our clients and our audience. And it's going really well. So get in touch if you want help relocating to the Algarve. We're a fully registered real estate agency. We're a fully registered tour agency. And we do tons of stuff. And we can help you with a lot of professional help. So get in touch on AlgarveAddicts.com. Now, let's go back to Vila do Bispo and let's try and figure this out. With just under 800 residents in the town itself, Vila do Bispo feels tiny, but its heartbeat is surprisingly international. It's the capital of the municipality of the same name, which includes the towns of Sagres, Salema, Boudens, and Burgau, amongst others, and it takes about 1 hour 20 minutes to get to Faro Airport by car. Now let's show you the elephant in the room, Vila do Bispo water tower. Apparently these things don't function anymore, but they were all built in the 60s, and you can see them all over the Algarve and the rest of the country for that matter. They currently serve as glorified mobile phone antennas until we find another use for them. So let's show you some more important places in the town of Vila do Bispo. Praça República with its garden is home to a couple of restaurants. Restaurant Convívio Marujo, I'm not sure what the current name is, but I'm sorry, that's my dog. Hey Lucky, you're right there, babe. But check the reviews before going. Nascer do Sol opens early at 7:30 a.m. and remember, many of these restaurants only accept cash. The Casa Mestre guest house forms the side of the square. Pisco restaurant, as recommended by long-time resident John N. Thanks, John. It's there along with Solar do Percebe and O Palheiro. Coming south, we walk past the Hotel Mira Sagres, which looks good from the outside, and the main church of the town, Igreja Matriz de Vila do Bispo. As we head west, don't miss a Tasca do Careca, another of John's recommendations. There are quite a few hotels, bed and breakfasts, etc. here, as I'd imagine they're well needed for hikers on the intersecting trails, which is great news for hikers, so you don't have to worry about getting a bed for the night. We're heading past my lunch spot, where I'll go eat later. It's new and it's wonderful. So check out Gia's restaurant Aspa, We passed the Centro de Interpretação de Vila do Bispo, which I didn't have time to explore, sadly. So if you've been there, let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. A petrol station, and then the main street, Rua Ribeiro do Poço. I slip in for a post-lunch coffee later at O Cultural, but the main square, Praça Tanegashima, houses the Câmara Municipal, the Centro Cultural, complete with a 150-seat auditorium, and the Finanças. The local school is just behind, with Lidl grocery store over there. And then just check out Izzy's Market. It's a vegetarian boutique cafe with great reviews. Now heading up the main street are a few cafes and Ribeiro do Poço restaurant, which is another recommendation by John. The main market is over here with Zigzag Cafe, where I get a coffee soon. Aldi as well is just over the road. Around the corner is the medical Centro de Saúde with a clinic as well, like a private clinic attached to it. The social security office is there, and then the phenomenal museum. So just remember those good restaurants we mentioned, a Restaurant Aspa, which we're going to go to for lunch, Careca, Pisco, and Ribeiro do Poço. And how could I forget Eira do Mel? I mean, this looks like a really, really great restaurant with a sign saying slow on the side, and I think that actually has something to say about this whole place, which I'll discuss right in the end. But I would love to go and visit all four of these other restaurants. So maybe I'll have to come back and spend a weekend here one day with the wife and family. Anyway, let's move on. We have a lot of stuff to get through here. So let's go and have a chat with Silvia, who's a Portuguese teacher who lives in Vila do Bispo. Then we go for lunch at Restaurant Aspa and chat to Gio about his restaurant. And maybe I'll just dive down to the beach quickly beforehand. Wow, it's pretty crazy up here, man. It's wild, 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 windy, and it's still fairly warm. As you can see, a t-shirt weather is like 20 degrees. Man, this is not a calm paradise. It's wild. I'm here with Silvia, and I just want to ask her a couple of questions about Vila do Bispo. Okay, so Silvia is a Portuguese teacher, and for us it's vital. If you want to integrate into Portugal, it's vital to have at least a small understanding of Portuguese. So how do you feel about that, Silvia? Do you reckon it's important?
Yeah, of course. I think it's very important. That is why I do my job. I am very aligned with this message and with this motivation, or trying to combine all the communities that are finding their home here.
In Vila do Bispo, is everything you need here? Like, what about sort of medical and shopping and stuff? Do you need to go to Lagos every day?
Okay, so I was in the car the other day with a friend. He's also a foreigner, and we were just blabbering about how much we like to live here now. And we were saying that we were really coming to the conclusion that all of what we need really is here. Of course we exaggerate, but in the sense that the biggest common services that you need, they are here. So you might come and first you see that, oh, there are a few restaurants, there are a few cafes, there is the market, but even beyond that, because we have social security, finances, the Câmara, the Junta, everything is here. But what is really amazing is that you don't need to wait in huge lines like when you are in the city. So I really feel that Vila do Bispo is a very, very, very funny place to live, to end up, because you have everything that you need, everything that you would find in a city, all the services that you would find in the city without being in the city, which is, for people that like the slow living lifestyle, it's the best. because you don't need to wait in big lines to do the things that you need. I don't go to Lagos so often, for example, to do my own thing, but I do see that there are things that don't work also so well. Like the healthcare here has very hard access, so it is hard to access healthcare around here. The public school.
Why is it hard to access?
Because there is lack of resources, which is very sad. Because indeed, maybe again, I think the people that move here don't come so much for the social purposes. So, for example, there is not enough doctors or nurses or even just other kinds of human resources. Not enough of those are coming here, which is sad, which is a problem, and then we end up on lacking this. And so the community misses for sure more resources in those sense. The public school also has some problems, but I think that is not something that we should give up on. I think that also for the people that move here, it's a very big responsibility that their kids, their children are the future of this place. So it is very important that they are also involved with the kids and with the children of the local families. So being in the public school might be maybe not the most wonderful, everything is working in this school. I cannot say that is like this, but it is the place where all the children are being educated together, and they are the ones that are going to continue this place between foreigners and between locals. They are the ones that I think that will really merge together, much more than us adults are having a bit of a trouble merging together these both cultures, all the cultures. Let's put it all in the bag of foreigners, and let's have another bag for the locals and the Portuguese people here. It is a little bit hard to really merge these two communities, but I think that the public school, it is indeed a place where these things can happen for the future. But I think that there is a responsibility on the parents of also opening the space for their kids to actually go on this sense, and one of the responsibilities is that their kids speak Portuguese.
Thank you so much, Silvia. And she's clearly very committed to the community, which is a fantastic thing. So I really appreciate her sharing her time with us and her points of view. It was fantastic. Thank you, Silvia. Vila do Bispo has always been a meeting place of cultures. Scattered across these hills are more than 300 menhirs, silent markers of prehistoric spirituality. Later came the Romans, trading along the coast at Boca do Rio and Vale, a time when lions and even rhinos still roamed this land. The Moors followed, building villages and farming systems before the Christians swept in and founded the medieval Aldeia do Bispo. For centuries, outsiders have shaped this place, and today that story continues with nearly half the population born abroad. Inside the Museu de Vila do Bispo, the past comes to life. From ancient tools to maritime relics, even the story, which I found really fascinating, of 10 British aviators whose Catalina seaplane sadly crashed off this coast during the Second World War. Apparently they were gunned down by the machine guns of a German U-boat. There's also an interpretation center in Vila do Bispo, which reminds us once again that Vila do Bispo has always been at the crossroads of cultures. All right, time for lunch. Let's go and tuck in at Restaurant Aspa. So I just arrived at Restaurant Aspa with Gilles, and he has moved here from Italy 22 years ago. So, and Gilles, how did you find this restaurant? Can you tell us about the previous restaurant?
This restaurant, we sold the last restaurant last year in July. It was a big restaurant. So we decided in Portugal, and we decided to go smaller with typical Portuguese food, with traditional dishes, local dishes as well. Our team.
Are you going to make me eat percebes?
Yes, we have percebes, we have clams. We have fresh fish from the coast, from our coast. We will only work with local products.
Fantastic. And what is it like living in Vila do Bispo? Do you need to go to Lagos for everything, or can you?
Not everything, because Vila do Bispo is growing well. I must say, we have a nice fresh market here in the town, where you can get your meat, your fish, your vegetables and everything. So don't need to go to Lagos every day to do the shopping.
And for you, for like doctors and things like that, is it okay in Vila do Bispo, or do you need to go to Lagos?
We are in Lagos. Yes, we need to go to Lagos. Yes, it is a little bit a weak point here, but we have a good service in Lagos, which is right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The moqueca is original from Brazil. Yes, it's made with fish, but we made with the chef, we made a twist, and we made it a vegan dish.
A vegan dish, yeah.
Vegan dish, because today is very important to have a vegan dish and vegetarian dishes.
And a little bit of gnocchi.
And gnocchi, yes, homemade gnocchis, and the cannelloni with everything homemade.
So, what kind of fish do you have?
Today on the fresh market we had the grouper fish, the corvina, which is a local fish. I don't know how much. They say the stone bars, but I'm not sure if that is the real name of it. We have from the sea, big ones, we have golden bream, sea bars and snapper. We have portion-wise for one person, sea bars and golden bream, and also we have nice fresh turbo. We have the cuttlefish, fresh cuttlefish down there, and the local preservers.
I found myself a table and sat down for a tasty lunch, starting with Gio's couvert, some chorizo which literally exploded with flavor in my mouth. Wow. And then I tried his vegetarian cannelloni, which was great. Now, I know I'm playing this little game where you guess how much I paid for the meal, but I can't do that today because Gio was so kind and gave it to me for free. Muito obrigado, Gio. E até breve.
No, thank you for coming and see you soon. Thank you. Good night.
And the one thing I do love about Gio's restaurant, that he's really trying to bring proper Portuguese restaurant into not another international flavor. And you know, the chairs, for example, have been built 45 years ago in Vila do Bispo. He's got these old knickknacks on the walls, and those fishing rods were really, really old, and some typical Portuguese plates. It's lovely to see Portuguese restaurants coming alive again. So here's the question: why is Vila do Bispo so different? Well, it's like this barren, windy town on the edge of civilization, on the fringes of society almost, because traditionally this was the end of the world. Sagres and Vila do Bispo were the end of the world. And I think it still feels a little bit like that. It's so different. It's wild. It really is wild. And people choose to live their lives a little bit differently. They live with intent, with purpose, and slowly, so they can deliberately think about things. So I do think it's a fascinating spot, and it's growing fast. That's a multicultural pot, but there's always been multicultural. Cultures come together and clash and collide and join up and live in harmony. The Romans were here, the Phoenicians were here, the Moors were here, and the Christians are here now. And we've got all, local Portuguese mixed with Portuguese from our country, foreigners, not just foreigners, but Germans and Dutch and British and French and Americans, all living together. So it's a proper melting pot, and it seems to be working. All right. So if you want to see more of these really cool little towns, stick with me through the Algarve Unlocked, a playlist of videos that I'm releasing, one every single week for the next 50 weeks. Except for next week, because I'm going to be away. But there might be a webinar replacing next week, and otherwise, if there's not, I'll see you the week afterwards. All right, have a fantastic time and enjoy this summer. All right, bye-bye. AlgarveAddicts.com. We'll see you next week, but if you need any help relocating to the Algarve, click through to our website, AlgarveAddicts.com. We offer tours, immigration assistance, long-term rentals, and we can buy your house.